And when we started looking at the way we were working, it very quickly showed up that from the customer's perspective, we were doing a really, really bad job.
I thought that actually we ran a pretty good service as one of the leading councils within the Greater Manchester Authorities. Actually, I thought you wouldn't find very much.
We calculated when we actually got into the work that to do one 13-minute pothole took 16 computer inputs and 14 pieces of paper before we could get a member of staff on site to do a temporary job. The customer then phones back 2 weeks later and says that your temporary job that took you weeks and weeks to do has now failed again. Can you come and have another go? So it was just a cycle of continual failure, really.
Looked at the system and saw that a typical application that went to planning committee had 38 handovers, at least 38 handovers. So 38 people were involved in that process. And this was to prevent errors or prevent things going wrong, and it didn't prevent things from going wrong.
We also used to find, because we took so long, the person that would go out on site and do the measurements, put the spray down, by the time the gang got there to do the work, the spray marks had gone. So the gang would just decide where they thought the vehicle access crossing should go.
We had one case in Keswick where we had a curb which we had, when we tracked back and looked at the frequency of that demand, had 17 visits in 18 months. Every time it had met the contract, but it had never actually solved the problem.
We didn't know. We thought we were doing a good thing. What was happening is we were doing lots of jobs and lots of this work was being carried out. Everybody was very, very busy, but 64% of the time they were doing failure work.
We found that there were hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of waste in how we undertook our work.
The biggest emotions was when it became very, very clear that we had absolutely no way of measuring our business. We didn't know what was going on. We had the odd KPI and we had the odd SLA and things like that. But measures, were we looking at quality, capability, demand, capacity? No, we weren't.
Is that I'd never looked at it in its entirety to say, gosh, what are we asking the team to do? We're asking them to do all this waste work. It's taking up all the time for them to concentrate, so they're not concentrating on what truly is of value to the customer.
I say you don't know whether to laugh or cry, and in the end you've got to say, right, okay, it's happened, we found it, let's put it right. And I believe we have put it right.